Hi everybody, it's Coach Debbie. How are you? Good morning. I wanted to go ahead and get started a little bit early. I'm glad that you're here. Hi Kate. I'm at a playground right now, so what's going to happen is a bunch of old people are going to be walking around and they're going to think that I'm talking to myself because they don't understand. I hope y'all are having a good morning. Have you had breakfast? Are you working on habit changes? I'm going to be talking about why we take walks. I'm proud of you, Kate. That's so awesome. Hi, I miss you. Okay, so we're going to talk about why you take walks. It's one of the simplest ways that I can think of to really change your body without doing anything drastic. Thank you for the love. I love when y'all do that. So I have lots of different notes that I've taken about, excuse me, why would you take walks anyway? I think it's best if you can take your walks outside. There's something I think really special that happens versus being inside your house or the gym on the treadmill. I just think it's a whole different experience with walking. When I'm talking about walking, I'm not talking about speed walking, which I'm probably going to see people at the park doing this morning. I'm not talking about mall walking. I'm not talking about brisk walking. I'm not talking about wearing ankle weights, which that's really cute. That has a time and place. But for a really effective way to walk is for all ages. And it's one of the healthiest things that you can do for your body. When you walk, you want to go for 15 to 45 minutes, depending on your schedule and how you feel about it. I'm going to be real honest. Walking is not my favorite activity in the world because I'm so ADD. So we all can grow and learn from walking more. So your pace when you're going for a walk is not speed walking and let me get my heart rate. Thank you for the hearts. That's so sweet. You actually want to be able to carry a cup of coffee and carry on a conversation. So if you can be on your phone and holding a cup of coffee while doing your walk, then you're doing it exactly right. If you have to be on a treadmill, you're going to be going at a pace of, give or take, a speed of 3.0, maybe 2.5, maybe up to 3.5 if you like doing the walking on a conveyor belt situation. So why in the world do you walk anyway? Like, what's the point? It's not like lifting weights. It's not this aggressive, high impact thing. By walking, you lower your stress hormone called cortisol. Now, cortisol can be your friend. It can also be your enemy. But for this situation, we want to go for a walk so that we can lower our cortisol. What happens when we lower our cortisol? It's awesome. It's so awesome. I'm glad y'all are here, by the way. Hi. When you lower your cortisol from taking those slow, leisurely strolls, you will actually flatten your stomach. Yeah, the conveyor belt, really? It is. You feel like you're at the grocery checkout. Everybody that I know wants a flatter stomach. I have never met anybody who said, my stomach is exactly what I want it to be. So this is a great way to just flatten your stomach naturally because you're lowering that cortisol level. When you lower your cortisol level, you are very unstressed and you have less cravings. So my stomach is not exactly what I want it to be, but it's getting better. And of course, abs are made in the kitchen. We know that. We know that most of body change does come from the foods we eat. However, we can think of food as lighting the fire and exercise as keeping the fan aflame. Oh, you want to see my stomach? Oh, you really don't? That's so cute. We'll see. I'm doing just enough to just hold the phone up right now. So you lower those cortisol levels, you have less cravings. Here's the problem. Now, I'm not trying to judge runners, but if you ever look at extreme runners, they tend to have a little bit of a pooch. I'm not mad at them. I'm not judging them. But what happens is they run these long distances and then they crave carbs later on. So you may have noticed if you've ever tried to run, which I don't because I hate it, that about 3 to 6 hours later, you're like, hey, I need some biscuits or some chips or cookies, and I earned it because I went for a run. That's crazy. So you go for a slow walk. You do not have those cravings. Thank you for the love. You're not going to have those cravings later, right? I mean, that's the whole goal, is to not have cravings. So instead of saying, what do I do when a craving comes? Let's just not even have the cravings at all. You like my necklace? This is It says me versus me. I know I'm so ADD, but this is from Fashletics. Their stuff is so fabulous. They're having a big sale, by the way, too. Their biggest sale of the year. But thank you. I have to like dazzle it up because I always wear workout clothes. So by taking those leisurely walks, you're going to go at a slow pace. You're going to lower your cortisol. You're going to have a flatter tummy. You're going to spend 15 to 45 minutes on this leisurely stroll. It's not going to affect your hunger the way that intense workouts would. So if you had gone for a run, if you had been lifting weights, doing some plyometric moves, you would be hungry later. This is just going to keep you at baseline. The other great perk of going for a relaxing walk, which I recommend doing with a friend, you could do it with kids, but you're probably going to get frustrated, let's be honest, or at least I would be frustrated, is it's going to reduce your stress. Okay, I don't know anybody who's not stressed in their lives, right? So if you can go for a walk, it's therapeutic. It calms you down. Maybe you can use that time to listen to music or podcasts or just spend that time in prayer. And the good thing about walking, which there's a man walking by me right now, so he thinks I'm talking to myself, but he is walking, and he's doing it right, so I'm proud of him. The good thing about walking is that it's for all fitness levels. Isn't that great? Like you can be like, I've got a bum knee or I hurt my shoulder back in high school, whatever, and it doesn't matter. All fitness levels can go for walks. So how many walks should you do? Well, that's a tricky question. I think if you can walk 7 days a week, great. That may not be realistic. Some people really like to walk and they like to be in nature. If you're like me, you're going to have to schedule it on the calendar. So if you're new to walking, just start with 1 day a week, maybe twice a week, and then build up to 3 or 4 days a week. I do not do yoga ever. I am not a fan of yoga. I'll do a little bit of Pilates. I like some of those core moves. For the most part, I do metabolic effect workouts for myself. That means lifting heavy weights. Everything is 20 minutes max. And then I also do body weight moves. So I want to get as much stress on my body and then undo the stress by going for a walk, because exercise is a lot of impact. It is a stressor to the body. So you can undo it by walking. So you're going to go at a slow pace where you can drink that coffee and talk on the phone with a friend, knowing that you're going to lower those cortisol levels so you won't have those hunger and craving spikes. You'll get a flatter tummy. You're going to have less stress, and it only can take 15 minutes of your day. I'm so glad that y'all joined me. Do you have any questions for me? I've tried to answer them as they've popped up, but I'm kind of facing the sun, so it's hard to see. Do y'all have any questions on your end? Because I'm glad that you're here. I love the hearts. That's like the sweetest thing. It makes my day. Anything else? Yay! Any questions for me? You want to make sure that I love it. I want to make sure that you are following me on all forms of social media, not just Periscope, but Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. I have tons of YouTube workouts that you would really enjoy, and they're for all levels, and they're as short as 5 minutes and as long as 20 minutes. Nothing I do is going to be more than 20 minutes long. Okay, so I think that's it for me. I'm really glad that you joined me. Make sure that you go for a walk today. Do it today. Don't put it off until tomorrow. All you have to do is walk. It's very easy. And if you're like me, half the time I check my messages while I walk. I probably trip a lot, but it's okay. It's worth it. Okay, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you at my next Periscope. Thank you for the love. Bye, everybody.